One of the problems that I see inside of teams, and I've seen it a lot over the years, and I've tried to come up with various ways of solving this, and this is the problem of democratizing knowledge in teams, in engineering teams and in a manufacturing environment. But it's relevant to any business. You have this problem of knowledge transfer. How do you get knowledge out of one person and make it democratized across everybody else? Many years ago, when I was working as an engineer in a factory, I was in a new factory. There was a breakdown on a machine that I was involved with, and there was nobody else around at the moment to help me. So I didn't know how to perform this task. But it was a relatively simple task, but you had to follow a set procedure in order to do it correctly. Otherwise, you created a bigger mess. What I would have quite liked at that time is a step-by-step, just what might be called a one-point lesson, but a little bit more involved. It was probably more like a standard engineering procedure. You start here, you need these tools, you have to get the kit into this position, you do that next, and that one next. There's pictures and everything's involved in it. When I worked at Unilever, this kind of thing was more common, and it wasn't with most other manufacturers that I've worked with. So I've evolved this thought process quite a bit over the years to help this transition, because I see it in pretty much in every team I've ever worked with or in or around. And I'm working, it's currently a problem that we're dealing with in a manufacturer that we're working with. And this one in particular, they have a key person, a key member of staff that is looking to retire. The problem with that is that this person has so much of that business and their manufacturing processes tied up in his head that if he retires, the business will pretty much fold. I think that a lot of people don't find it very easy to get that information out. What I've always tried to do, because I know I'm going to forget what I'm doing, I write down everything I'm doing. That's the start of these procedures. Just whatever you're doing, why you're doing that task. Is it a repetitive task? Is it something that someone's going to learn from? Is it something that somebody else is going to need to know how to do in the future? If yes, then just write it down. Whether you are able to take it forward later on and put it into a procedure and put it into a filing structure, which I'll come on to in a minute, is irrelevant. But the first key is to get everything out onto paper. So the way we were approaching this with this manufacturer is just catching that. What you're doing now, why are you doing that? What is the procedure for this? What happens when this happens? Documenting that. You might need to, sometimes you've got to help people to get this information out because they just don't know how to do it themselves. Everybody's busy. They don't have time. Whatever it is, you have to make that happen. The next thing is how do you structure this information in a way that makes it easy for everybody to find it? One way that I've done it in engineering teams is to have a single point of focus. A one page on a Microsoft SharePoint is really good at this. You have the home page and you have everything that you need linked from there. So my theory was with the engineering teams, they go to this page, they have a problem, the obvious route to solving that problem is in front of them, whether it's a call out list, whether it's the link to the CMMS system, or whether it's a link to the OEM manuals, engineering resource manuals. Whatever it is linked from that page. All they have to remember how to do is get to that page, and if you've set it up correctly, it should be self-explanatory what they have to do next. You do have to keep reaffirming every time they ask, where's that information? It's from the engineering homepage. If you drill that into your engineers or your teams and whatever they are enough, they will take that on themselves, they will then take ownership of that. They will understand, and they will start to do once they completely understand why you're doing it, they will then start guiding the process themselves.